Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'll be taking out the French super battleship, the Patrie. So let's start off with the obvious. What is the thing? If you've never seen it before, it's quite new. It came out last update. This is essentially what would happen if the Republic and the Alsace made a love child, is the essence of what it is. It is a Republic with an extra gun on it in the shape of an Alsace hull. It's a lot bigger than Alsace, a lot bigger than Alsace and the Republic, but she carries 3 quadruple 431mm guns, so the same turrets that you see on the Republic, but you get another one on the front, like the Alsace layout. She has the same kind of secondary arrangement as the Alsace with 8 double 100mm, 4 turrets per side, and 3 triple 152mm guns aligned centrally to at the back, as you can see here, one behind the front 2 turrets as well. As we just start off here, firing. She's got a very long range. She has Yamato gun range. She's 26.6 kilometer firing range. It's a little bit more than Republic's, because Republic's I think is 26.1. Remember off the top of my head, so it's a little bit further than Republic's, but it didn't need much more than that anyway. And as usual with these French super ones, for some reason, the weird split funnel design in the middle, in the shape of a Y. I don't know why. I assumed they decided it was to not obscure the firing directors, but it looks really weird. She comes with the usual French, I suppose, consumable equipment, same that you see on the Republic. She comes with damage control. Every ship in the World of Warships does. It's just a standard heal like the Republic, and the speed boost, the typical French speed boost that pumps the speed up by I think 15%. Now I was quite skeptical of this battleship at first when they changed it and released it as she was in the auction, because this is the only super battleship that doesn't have a funny combat button instruction thingy. It hasn't got the press F to pay respect button. The Satsuma's one, as we all know, greatly reduces its dispersion and makes it a point-blank railgun, almost. Just, if you miss, it's your aiming. And the Hanover's has the extra secondary range, pumping it to, I think, 14 kilometers if you fully spec it. Speaking of secondaries, I'll come to that in a minute with this. This, however, doesn't get one. It used to. It used to get one that buffed its secondary pen by I think 4 times. So it used to have insane secondary penetration. And I think it also increased the speed by a little bit, but it had a normal speed boost, so they got rid of that and gave it a French speed boost. So essentially this is just a normal battleship. There's no button, there's no special gimmicks, it's just a battleship. It's just a Republic with another gun. So is it really any good? Well, we're in a storm right now, and French accuracy is not the best in the world. But that was 17,000 on a bow-in breast. It's not bad. She's pretty accurate. As for my build, it took me a while to decide what to actually put on this thing. I originally was just bog standard survivability build, fire prevention, extra heal, AR, standard build, and aiming systems in the module slot. I thought, since we were experimenting with the captains, since they were free to respec and modules were free to demount, I thought I'd try this secondary spec, because the French secondaries are also as far as the Germans, so this, when you spec it, goes 12.5 kilometer secondaries. That's the yellow circle on the minimap that says 12.5. And trying it out for a while, and now I can't change it now the captains have been locked. You have to spend to respec them again. I kind of like it. The guns, you lose a bit on the gun accuracy, but you fire 12 shells, so it's not the end of the world anyway, and it's not too bad, as you'll see in this game in a bit. And the secondaries, whilst they're only 100mm, so they ain't going to pen anything, you're not even going to pen destroyers with that, they're just there to be annoying and set fires. The rate of fire on the 100mm is 1.7 seconds per turret. That is not exactly a slow reload for 100mm turrets with a 7% fire chance. These secondaries are not there to do damage, they're there to light things on fire and keep them on fire. And having played it a few times, she does that quite effectively. I'm not saying it's the best build, probably the best build for a normal player who's not so confident with pushing in and brawling, per se. Oh, there you go, about to demonstrate the secondaries in a minute. So this is in 5.5 kilometers of a Jutland. 2 rear hunters fire up, 1 salvo, 2 salvos, 3 salvos. Fire again, fire again. Just look at the rate of fire. They are missing quite a lot. But that's not the point of these secondaries. The point of them is just to be annoying, so that they have to dodge, because they will still break modules. Like the 100 mils will still break torpedoes in your engine and your steering as a destroyer. They will, I say, be annoying. As the shimmer actually just finishes him off in the smoke, because I hit him with 4 shells, which these are standard Republic shells. They do 17,000, I think, per Citadel. Nothing's changed with them. If you're used to Republic turrets or Republic's shell handling, this is exactly the same. Nothing has been changed. She's just got an extra turret, which makes her that little bit, well, makes her 50% more powerful. But for the extra turret, she does lose reload. This thing's base reload is 30 seconds, not the 26, I want to say, of Republics. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But you don't notice the extra reload, especially when you put the module back on it. Brings it down to 26 anyway. I think. Was it? Fire it here. Yeah, 26 seconds. So you've got basically stock, just slower than stock Republic's guns. If you put the reload module in the last slot, which I recommend. This thing's got 26 kilometer range. You don't need any more. However, back to the game. You'll notice we've lost 4 ships. We just lost 2 in the space of 30 seconds. We are down 2 destroyers. We lost a Shimakaze right at the beginning of the game somehow. And we just lost a Chung Mu. So this Shimakaze, here's our only destroyer. So right now, me and this Petra are stuck on this 10 line because we're like 3 versus 4.5. Well, now we're 3 versus 3.5 because there's a carrier I'm counting as the half. But he's not really going for us constantly. But we just took out their Patrie, so we've eliminated their supership, so I'm the only supership left in this game. And I decide, well, we need to do something. So I'm just pushing with this Petropavlovsk here, hopefully to kill this Preußen here. And as we'll see, the secondary is once again opening up and just raining machine gun fire on him. And we land 21,000 with the shells. That was 8 shells, by the way. That wasn't even all of the 12 that this thing can fire. Secondaries rain down. Haven't got a fire yet. Shoot another broadsiding salvo. Land another 14k and we get a fire. And Petro and the carrier, I think, kill him. There we go. The only thing this thing can't do very well, ironically even though I'm doing it now, is it can't actually brawl. It is typical French armour. It is just covered in 32mm. HE absolutely devastates this thing, as does any overmatching battleship, so Satsuma, Hanover, Yamato, Shiki, etc. And she does face them all.
Torpedoes, direct front.
And even though you might look at the armour scheme import and think it's got an aggressively steeped turtle back, yeah, that works at range. Kind of. Like, this thing from, like, above, like, 10, 15 kilometers maybe? It can't really be citadelled full broadside. It'll take a load of pens, but it doesn't get citadelled. But anything like this at close range to that breast, against a battleship, this thing just gets citadelled so easily under the front turrets. As we look up here, sneaking up behind the breast. Petro's going around the side of him. This breast is kind of stuck. He's got nowhere to go. He pops up, turn the front guns. Pop a shot over the rock. Secondary start firing away. And the nice 9,500 with 4 shells. Petro finishes him off again. As the carriers, their carriers, casually running down the A line away from us two. Petropavlovsk has got AA expert. You can guess who the carrier's been going for mostly this game. But right now, we're ahead on numbers. We've killed 4 ships since our last ship died. And hopefully we should be able to take this everything out, so we'll make it a 2-ship advantage. We are down on caps and a lot on points. We're down 300 at the moment. We do land a nice 11,000 salvo through the superstructure of the Kremlin. See, this thing isn't that inaccurate. It has to be kind of mid-range. It's not really a long-range sniper. You can do a long-range sniper like Republic, but I don't find it as consistent. Ooh, carry. We get a shot. Take a blind fire. We've got nothing else to shoot at anyway. Oh, and speaking of the hull again, this thing is big. She's very big. She has a 1,100 meter turning circle, I think, or it's over 1,000 anyway. And her rudder shift isn't exactly quick. If you want to make quick maneuvers, no. No, if you see torpedoes, yeah, you're probably going to take one. It doesn't turn. Actually, there's an example of that, quite funnily, later. It's quite a stupid one, but it does demonstrate the point. So I'm here going towards B, just shooting those things across the map. We have lost a load more ships now, so our points advantage is now down even more to 500 points nearly, and we're down another couple of ships. We lost our last destroyer to that Chimikaze and the Alvaro down the bottom. I was going to go into B here thinking we need the cap, but at the same time I'm thinking I need to help our carrier with those two destroyers. Speaking of which, there is one of them. So I think, I can't ignore these destroyers as one pops up. We put HE in, I've got gun feeder on this thing, so the shell switching time is only like 11-12 seconds. Carrier does land 2 torpedoes on that Chimikaze, which is super useful to him. Secondary is raining down, being annoying, so they've got to dodge. Fire HE salvo at the Alvaro, because he's the biggest rate, he's on the lowest HP, and we do get him out. Secondary start lighting up on the Chimikaze. There's the torpedoes from the Alvaro. This thing's wide. So even though we did kind of get the right line, we got unlucky and took it on the side. But it's only 9,000 damage, it's not too bad. As we swing, oh there he is. He glided out of his smoke screen. What's he doing? Is he stopping? He is stopping with fire, as if he's going to stop. HE loaded, so this will hurt anyway. We only landed 1 shell unfortunately, but the Kerr first 2 did fire. Thankfully, he noticed as well. And he did kill the Shimmer. And this is where I said about the ship being big to turn. I'm turning left now. My rudder's going left. The ship ain't turning. Ship ain't turning, ship ain't turning. Ship's now turning. And ship has now hit a beach. Oops. Yeah, you've got to make manoeuvres very, very quickly. And think about it a long time in advance. She may look like an Alsace. She's about a third bigger than the Alsace. And she sits a long way out of the water. She's very, very tall.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah, I know the enemy's about to win. We are down 400. Yeah, 400 points. We are down. Oh no, we're up a ship. We're 5-4. We are clawing this back. Iowa is the next target. We just lost the A gear. Never mind, it's 4-4. We're down 400 points. No, we're down 500 points. Or even more. I'm being told to take the point. Yeah, I know. I'm stuck. I got it wrong. I get annoyed at this Iowa because good rendering. It just pops out of existence there. Because he's flat broadside. These are Republic guns. This should be deleting him. And she refuses. We're still doing 12,000 damage salvos. These shells will hurt. And because you've got more of them, you land probably about a Republic's worth per salvo anyway. As we look at this A gear, we can actually technically apparently clear that island. So we shoot the nose and hope for the best. So, okay, we do 15,000 through the nose of an A gear, but I can't Citadel a broadside in Iowa. Thank you, Patrie. You are typically French. You either get shotgun or sniper. Thanks. And we just lost our cover, so now it's 3 versus 3. Our advantage is not going very good here. We are down nearly 600 points. It's getting quite a close game. Secondary start lighting up this Iowa, firing every 1.3 seconds. Probably even quicker now if they are, but we'll assume 1.3 seconds. We are sat broadside, and this will hurt a bit. There's 1 fire on him. Carrier comes in from one side. Oh, finishing with 12,000. That's.
I owe you one.
Us 3 here, we carry most of the team. The Kerfers did pretty good on A, but us 3, we had to push across the map. This carrier is pretty decent. But it's still not won yet. Patrie hasn't exactly got Well, he's about half HP at the moment. Carriers come for me. Oh yeah, I never mentioned the A on this thing. It's a super battleship. And they, for some reason, gave it the best AA of all the super battleships. Well, of all the battleships. I think she's got the best AA in the game for a battleship. She fires 12 flak, probably because of those rapid fire 100mm guns. And I think 400 DPS on the mid-range. Don't quote me on that. It's something like that. It's something ridiculous. I'm sure it's the best AA for a battleship. It's pretty good against this midway. He's not getting through very easily. We shot down that entire bomber squadron. Or he did get a drop off, but we shot down the entire squadron. It didn't get back. There goes the high caliber against that curve first. I have to stop here to get this point because I can't leave this point. We haven't got that luxury, unfortunately, of having a points advantage. We are very nearly losing in a few seconds. Petro is nearly dying. I'm trying to kill this curve first, but he keeps maneuvering enough that the shells keep falling to the side and ricocheting off the deck. We get this cap. Not that it matters. We didn't need the cap. It's just we needed them to not have it. And we get a nice broadsiding midway. So, broadsiding carrier at 15 kilometers. Yeah, no citadels. Thanks. Okay, whatever. Shoot the ray gun at the midway. Petro and the curve first. Petro and the carrier are working on the curve first. Petro is still alive somehow. I should have shot the curve first by now, to be honest. Because if we lost the Petro, we'd have lost by now. But between him and the carrier, they do kill that curve first. And now it's just me, Petro, and the Immelman versus one basically dead midway. As we shoot down the planes that are trying to attack the Petro, I tell him to stay with me because this thing's AA is insane. So if he stays near me, there ain't much going to get through. He's down to 7k. Carrier comes in with the skip bombers and doesn't quite kill him. Petro shoots another salvo and kills him before the carrier can rocket him to maybe death. So we end the game, 270-ish thousand damage. It's 92 secondary hits, 2 fires, but whatever. They're not a high fire chance, but they are there to be annoying. We got Confederate and high caliber as well. And a solo cap. Gotta bear that in mind, we did get a solo cap in a battleship. We came top with almost 3,000 damage in a super battleship. That's not easy to do with the super ships. You need to do a lot to get 3,000 base experience. Petro came second, obviously with 2.3. Carrier, like I said, worked with 2,000. Curvest also getting 2,000. That's quite rare to get 4 ships with over 2,000 base experience. We ended up doing 66,000 to that Preußen at the beginning, 44,000 to the midway, 52,000 to that Brest, 18k to the A, that was in 2 shots, 15,000 of that was through the nose at the end to kill him. And I think a lot of our damage came on something else that wasn't shown, I can't remember now. And despite this being a super ship, I did make 665,000 credits. That was at the cost of a blue booster. 12,500 free XP and 47,000 commander XP because I'm running all the boosters in the world because why not? So, first impressions of this ship. She may be a standard battleship. Like, no gimmicks or whatever. She's just a big Alsace with bigger guns. But I think she's become my favourite one. Out of the 3, between Satsuma, Hanover and this, I'd rather play the Patrie. She's not a bad ship. She's really good. She's really quick for the size of her anyway. Yes, she's a bit big and unmanoeuvrable. 14 kilometer detection. I didn't mention that. She's got 14 kilometer detection at best. But they're still on par with a lot of the tier 10 battleships. So she's not exactly the worst in the world. So yeah, I quite like it. Whether you will is another question, but I quite like it. On that note, thank you for watching. Remember to like if you liked what you saw. And consider subscribing to see more. Maybe even follow the Twitch. Sometimes I play these live. You never know, sometimes highlights get put on YouTube. So anyway, I'll catch you all next time. Happy sailing, and bye-bye.